Welcome to Classic Car Cave for those of you who watch regular and new people. Yeah, so this video is going to be a little bit of a mishmash of things. So in the video you'll see me working on the XK150, which is to my left, and I got a couple of comments. I got quite a few comments on it, but I got a couple of comments about using an old wood chisel, which I've got upstairs. I've got one that's a kind of cheap, nasty thing, but I cleaned it up, and it works really well, which you'll see in the video, and it was a really good tip. Amir left on Friday, so he's away for a couple of weeks. Obviously there won't be as many videos because obviously when my wife's here I have to chauffeur her around quite a bit, as we all do, and obviously take the dogs on walks as well, which Refka normally does. And the motivation obviously is much more when he's here because it's just, you know, it's easy to kind of work together. It's sometimes quite hard to get motivated, and being retired I tend to try and get up late. So what I'm going to do is the work obviously I have to do to re-cork the XK150 is pretty boring stuff, which I won't show you too much of it. I'll show you as I start and the kind of end result. But obviously I need to re-cork all that and then re-put on the body shuts or the stone chip. So also in this video you'll see me laying out the cork and actually spraying, after 24 hours, spraying the stone chip on it to see what the reactions are. So I've used one of the old tubes, which I'll throw away, and the stuff we used before, which worked fine. I mean, also the longer you can leave the corking on, the better. But normally within 24 hours, this garage never goes below 10 degrees, even in minus 15. So the reason I'm stood next to this Toylander, I've come up with an idea. It was actually inspired by two things. One, I saw a video, which I'll put a video clip in here of a But the thing that really sparked it off was I had a comment from Matt, from Mini Matt TV, is his channel, about how he'd like to make a Toylander for his son, but he'd do it in the shape of a Moke, and that kind of got the old creative juices going. So what I'm going to do is, I made this body out of wood. You can actually buy it from Toylander. The running gear I got from them, but the bodywork I actually made myself because I extended it, made it into a kind of a long wheelbase, if you like, for want of a better thing. So the body can come off this. I can just unscrew it on the side and take the body off. So I'm not going to ruin the body, obviously. I put quite a bit of time into it. But being wood, it's quite heavy. It's like 7 ply. It's very, very heavy. So I've got some box section. And don't you hate that when people say, I've got box tube? I mean, it's either tubular or it's box. It can't be both. So it's box section, but it's very small. It's only 1 centimetre. So I'm going to make a frame, like a space frame for it, so that I can put it onto the same platform as this is right now. So I don't have to destroy the body. I can just unscrew it on the sides, take it off, and put this mini Moke onto it, which I want to use. Do it in the gold colours and put it onto the trailer over the wheel, the spare wheel rack. And we can use it for a bit of fun. We can use it at the track. The kids can still use it when they come. Go and get teas and coffees or go to the toilet, whatever. Because normally in the paddocks they're quite a long distance away. So that's the idea behind it anyway. So obviously I've got to scale it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out what I need for the box sections on the sides. And then I'll kind of work through the problem, but I'll do it by eye. I think it's probably the best thing to work with the base that I've got. I obviously don't want to extend the wheels, and I don't want to extend the platform. I'm going to leave the basic wood platform where it is. So we'll see what we come up with. So a couple of guys have mentioned about using a wood chisel. I've got an old one here. It's a bit at an angle, but I give it a bit of a clean up. Cheap and nasty one. Lux, which is a OBI kind of generic brand, but they're pretty shit. And I've sharpened it up a little bit, and I've already started. It looks like it's going to be perfect to take this off. I can get right along the edge of that line. Right up actually where the sealant is. It's a bit more tricky when it bends in. But there you go, look at that. Perfect. I'll get the box round. This might be a bit trickier on the other side where it's at a slight angle. So it's going right into that metal. That's good news because it really is awful. And then maybe here as well, I'm not sure. Let's see. I might get a bit more. Oh, that's actually going into the lead. Be a bit more careful there, that's going into the lead. Well, it's definitely taking off in one shot, which is good. I think I might use a paring knife there where the lead is. But this is definitely coming out. Look at that. That's definitely the technique. Thanks for that, guys. Good bit of yeah, good bit of info. As I said, where it's tapered, it's going to be a bit more difficult on the top there. There's a rivet there. Look at that. It's great. Sorry about the editing, but I'm crap at computers, and you know, there's plenty of places to go and see buttery shots, and you know, zooming in and out and lingering on whatever. But I do try my best, but as I say, I wasn't born in the computer age, so I'm not kind of au fait with all the gimmicks and things that you can use. So what I think I'll do is, this is going to be pretty boring, obviously. It's going to be boring for you, so what I'm going to do is, I think the way to get round this, the smart way to do it, is do an hour or so on this, and then go off and do something a bit more interesting, and that way I won't lose patience with it, and I won't go too far with it. And I think this applies to a lot of things. When you're doing restoration, mechanical work is good and it comes together quite quickly. But body work is really intense, especially when there's a lot of making of parts because you can't get them anymore, or fitting parts. The fabrication and the technique of fabrication can be done many ways. It can be done with or without tools. But it is very labour intensive and it does take time. It's also very satisfying and rewarding. I far prefer to use lead loading, which was the technique that was used in the 50s for sure, and probably early 60s, I don't know, rather than filler. There will be a time when you have to use filler, but it should be a very slight skim. I've said this many times to the point of being boring with it, but it should be the finest skim. Because okay, so this is the stuff that's on the car, but I'm just going to do it. So the idea is to lay a line down with the stuff that reacted, and then I'm going to put this one on, which is a 6310, but I'll leave it 24 hours. So this is one that's blocked up a nozzle, but it should come out. Half a tube and I don't want it, so I'll just leave it like that. So I'll take this one out and show you this is just a caulking gun from Sealy. So there you go, that's the 9100. It's half a tub in it, which I don't want anyway. So I'll leave that one there. This one's ready to go in. And it's a really good idea with these sealants, if you haven't got enough nozzles, clean them out because they'll just go solid on you. So I'll do a couple of lines. A bit of air escaping from that. we'll see how we go. So, oh good, the compressor's gone off. So as I say, you'll end up with corks like that and a lot more inside if you don't clean them out. They just get solid. And you can see that that stuff has gone solid enough. It's just where that underseal's reacted with it. So I'll leave that there, let it go hard. I'll put some underseal on it tomorrow. The same stuff. This is this Terrason RBR2000. What the HS stands for, I don't know. And we'll see how it goes. So these two should be good and this should be crap again. We'll find out. So, as you can see, I've getting a really good start on this now. So I'll do one side and as I said, I'll do these other jobs in between. So I have a nice seat to sit on. I've got my heater in the back if it gets a bit cold. A nice brew. I'm ready to go. So, what I'll do, as I said, I'll wait 24 hours, get this thing to set up, make sure it's really well set up. Then I'll put the underseal on it and I'll show you the results of that. Obviously, I'm not going to put that underseal on there until I know that that's good. Then what I'll do is recork this and repaint it and then start on the other side. So on that note, I shall crack on with the boring stuff and leave you to go and watch another YouTube video. So as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby and just go and make something, do something. Bye for now.